What is love? Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me in my What is Love project. 30 days exploring what is not, and whatever is love. Day 10. Ocean. Ocean is love. I found that out because from an incident happened many years ago in India. When I was a flight attendant, I went to Delhi, and while hanging out with one of my colleagues, she said she was curious about yoga and she had booked a private yoga class at the hotel gym, and asked me if I wanted to go along. I said yes. At the time, I had only done a few yoga classes at the gym, and I wanted to know more. And I always secretly wanted to be able to do a headstand. So when we arrived at the hotel gym room, when the teacher came and greeted us, I thought, wow, he got a whole ocean in his eyes. When he found that we were both beginners, he said to us, let's do a relaxing, simple class to get us started. And it was true, it was very relaxing. But I was a bit disappointed because I didn't get to do the headstand. And I thought, well, that's probably a very difficult thing to do. So anyway. But then the teacher seemed to see my face and he asked me, is there something else you want to learn today? And so I got the courage up and I said, well, I want to do a headstand. Is it too difficult? He looked at me with his whole ocean in his eyes, and he smiled and he said, yes, you can do it. I would talk you through it, I would show you once, and then I would talk to you and you would know and you can do it. And so that was what happened. He only showed me once while telling me what he was doing, and then he said, now is your turn. I was a bit like, really? But then I guess the environment, the way he was, gave me the support, and I just went for it. So I listened to his guidance, and I followed him step by step. And very soon, I was standing on my head without the teacher's physical support or the wall. It was amazing. But then, when I started looking around in the room, this new upside-down world, I panicked and my body tensed up and I fell. And luckily, my teacher was there to support me, so I didn't injure myself. And then some years later, I decided to learn to do a headstand, this time properly, and I started asking my friends who can do headstand to guide me. And what I found that is that my friends told me usually it takes a bit of practice to strengthen your body before you can do this position. And so I started looking back and I thought, what was so special about this teacher? What was it, this ocean, this whole ocean in his eyes? And then when I went back to that memory and had the feel, I realized that this teacher was full of love. And his love supported me. But then, once I start tensing up, no amount of support or love could lift me up. And so I fell. Do you feel love and support in your life? What kind of tension do you build up over the year or even in your daily life? Do you know? Maybe from work, maybe from school, exams, important meeting from the job, and maybe meeting people or even worrying about paying bills. How do you unwind How do you let this stress go? Maybe some people, I heard, they have a glass of wine at home. Maybe they watch some TV, watch a movie just to relax. I want to ask you, which part of your body do you relax by this kind of activity? I'm thinking that when I do those things, the only part of me that relax could be just my mind. It's like taking my mind away from my stress. But then what about the rest of my body? Do you know that whenever we are in a stressful situation, when we don't want to be somewhere, our body immediately go to this fight or flight response. So the body will naturally produce some chemical to help us have that energy to run away or to fight. And usually most of this chemical goes to the backside of our body. I'm sure you have seen, for example, a cat. At the moment when they sense danger, they will tense up and their neck becomes short and the whole body's got this tension, getting them to get ready to either run or fight. And if they do, after they do either of these, all this chemical will release together with the action that they have taken. But then, as human, in our daily life, there's a lot of situations that we can't fight and we can't run away. So where does this chemical go? How do we release this tension? And so I started observing animals. You know, it's wonderful to watch documentary on animals because there's so much to learn from them. So I was watching these, say, deer, those preys. They have to look around even when they're eating, whatever they're doing. They need to have their senses open to sense whether there are predators around. How do they let all this tension out? And then I started noticing that animals spend a lot of time resting on the ground. And Earth is very supportive. You know, the reason why we can stand, we can walk, is because Earth is so solid and it gives us this support. And so, since we all have floor at our home, I would like to now show you a way I help my body to release all this tension. It's very simple. It's good if you have a yoga mat or any mat so that kind of insulate the coldness from the floor, especially in winter time. And you might like to, if you have, put some blanket on top, so even though it's very soiled, you get a little bit of cushioning for your body. And now, depending on the wellness of your body, you might like to be very gentle and do it slowly when you come down to the floor. And so I prepare this towel here, and you might like to prepare a little pillow, like a thin one. But obviously you need to notice your body, which kind of pillow, or you might even put like 2 or 3 books to support your head and put like a towel on top so it got a little bit of cushioning. So it's very simple. All you do once you're on the ground, we slowly go down, or if you're not used to this, we can use our elbow to support ourselves and slowly come down to a lying down position. And make sure your back is sort of, there's no gap in between, so that you get the full support from the floor. And now the legs, just lengthen it a bit, and then plant your foot firmly on the ground. and then the other one. And it's the same with the arms. And I like to place them on my body. And then, what else? Just breathe. It's nice to play some relaxing music while we do this. But it's also nice to just notice the breathing, notice what the body, even internal organ, what it's doing. And yeah, so it's all about noticing. And whenever you feel there's some tension, say, if I notice that my part of my back is tensing up, I will gently say to it, soft. It's okay. Just relax. The floor is supporting us. And see if the tension will start dissolving. It is very simple. So the key word again is pay attention. Because every day our body is different. And when we pay attention to our body, the body will guide us to make tiny adjustments here and there so that we get the full support of the floor. It's very good if we can do this every day for 20 minutes. If you don't have the time, 5 minutes is good as well. And we all have that 5 minutes. And once we have that relaxing time for ourselves and our whole body, we will get a renewed energy because we have less tension and we can go back to whatever we want to do with a lot more energy and joy for daily life. So I hope you will give it a go and be resourceful and see what you can find to put on the floor so that you can get the full support of our beautiful earth. Thank you for joining me, and now I will leave you to enjoy the love from the ocean for a little while. Thank you.